Checked out the Saturday Market knows it is positively Portland, offering a space for local artists to sell directly to the community.
From parking lot beginnings to a bustling thoroughfare on the waterfront, the Saturday Market has come a long way in half a century. Now a new documentary is telling the 50-year story of breathing life into Old Town.
In 1974, two women, Sherry and Andrea, set up a marketplace, and every Saturday, starting in June, they set up and people just set up how they wanted. I think the biggest thing about
Well, joining us this morning to talk about this new film, we've got the documentarian who made it, Keelan Booth, along with a vendor at the Saturday Market of Mugwump. I love that spot, Suzanne Kjolker, and Market Director Eric Swenson. Thank you all for being here. Great to have you here this morning. Thanks. I love that we get to recognize 50 years of something that is just so iconically Portland. What made you want to take this on as a documentary?
So about 2 years ago, I was approached by a longtime family friend who was on the 50th anniversary committee at the market, and she knew that I was doing some freelance videography and that I might be able to create a documentary, and they wanted to make this documentary to celebrate the 50th anniversary and also document the anniversary itself. Yeah. And it was definitely a big undertaking for me, the biggest film project I've ever done. Yeah. But I think as a Portland born and raised artist and filmmaker, it was a topic that was very close to my heart, and so I'm really excited and honored that I was able to create this documentary.
I mean, it's just incredible. 50 years of something that is so deeply woven into the fabric of our city. Talk about 50 years of the Portland Saturday Market, and I mean, how we got here.
Market Director?
Over to you, Eric.
You've been here for a while at the market.
Yeah. My mom was working downtown at the hospital when the market first opened in 1974, and so as I was growing up, we used to come down. So I remember the lady with the little puppets, and as you're walking by, she would make the puppets move at you, and we all thought they were alive. And then in 2005, I actually joined the site crew, so setting up the tents and the electricity, and then I became a vendor down there because I was just so captivated with the life and the people, and then I'm here now helping the market get back after COVID. So.
Yeah. One of the things that I think is really so cool about Saturday Market is it is one of those top must-see things to do for tourists who come to visit the city, but it's also still such a must-visit for locals. It's not purely a tourist destination. Suzanne, tell us about kind of your experience as a vendor and who you get to interact with, and really what it's like from that perspective.
Yeah, I've been there for, I think this is year 18 for me. And there's a lot of visitors that come, and the locals still come, and they often come when there's family in town, because it's a great place it's free, it's always been free, and it's a great place that anybody in their group will find something to do and something that they enjoy. So you meet a lot of people down there from all walks of life.
And Suzanne, I hear you're bringing the souvenir booklet back. Tell us about that.
Right. So the souvenir booklet acts as a show booklet for visitors when they're at the market. There's a map and a list of vendors, and ads and colorful things in there. A list of vendors that you can find later as well. So it acts as a souvenir to take back with you. So Irie, who's the marketing and promotions person at the market, and I have been working on that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Keelan, tell me about making this documentary. You were born and bred in Portland, so I mean, you've been to the market, I'm sure, dozens, if not more. Was there anything that surprised you, however, about making the documentary and learning about the history of the market?
Yeah, well, I got to interview so many artists and vendors, as well as Sherry Lundell, one of the founders.
Oh, right.
And I think that was one of the most eye-opening things for me, and something she's featured a lot in the documentary, telling her story about the founding. And something I didn't know much about was how connected it was to the Eugene Saturday Market, and that's kind of what inspired it, as well as a whole kind of movement of markets around Oregon and I don't know where else, but it was really that grassroots, handmade like from Eugene to Portland and beyond. And that's one of the most important things about the Saturday market is that everything has to be made by hand by the vendor who's selling it. So just not only learning about the founding, but also just like peeking into all of the different creative processes of people at the market was like very inspiring to me.
That's so cool. And I didn't even know that it had that connection to the Eugene Saturday Market. I worked there for a while. I love the Eugene Saturday Market.
It's a
I
fun
know, it's so
fact.
cool. It really is. It's one of those things that is just unique to some of our Oregon communities, and we love it so much. And you know, Eric, to your point about really trying to bounce back from the pandemic and help breathe some new life into Old Town, Saturday Market is a huge part of that. So we want to keep that support going. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you all
It's
for
really
being
great to talk
here.
about it. And if you're wanting to check out this new film, Portland Saturday Market, celebrating 50 years of craft and community, it premieres at Cinema 21 on April 30th. For tickets and more, check out the story on KOIN.com.